Always a good thing when the two-time premiership captain from the Tigers is available for a chat. He's a Brownlow medal winner from 2012 and his side is in great form at the moment. Joins us from the Gold Coast this morning, Trent Cotchin. Welcome, Cotch. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, look, this is not great radio, but let me just set up the situation here. Trent is sitting in a T-shirt. He's got a blue sky behind him. It looks magnificent. The sun is actually just beaming off the left-hand side of his face.
I can hear the
moment.
birds chirping behind him as well, just to rub it in a little bit more, if you don't mind as well.
Tough and hub at the moment, is it, mate? Tell us, what's it like up there?
Oh, look, considering everything that's going on in Melbourne, clearly the weather's a lot better for starters, and we are allowed out of our home away from home at the moment. But, it's been good. Weather's always pretty nice. Obviously, the priority up here is to play as much footy in as short a period of time without being too ridiculous. And, I think we've actually seen some great quality of footy being played over the last few weeks. And I think it's only going to get better over the next month leading into finals.
Good story last night, Ed, you had with Caroline Wilson on Footy Classified about Shane Edwards, Gary Ablett trying to team together to get up into the hub, and we're seeing all sorts of collaborations, and we've got one today that I like. Trent Cotchin and Travis Boak have teamed up with an initiative for Father's Day. Cotch, tell us about what you're up to and how the Triple M family can get involved. Yeah,
the crew at hugsandheroes.com.au have put together a Father's Day pack, given the challenges to go out and shop and get a Father's Day gift this year, and the other part of it not being able to see people, we're making it easier. But I think the beauty of the concept is that not only do you get 4 items from small businesses that are great and going to be able to be used for a long period of time, being the socks from Posy Socks, the jocks from Rogers, Trav Boak's brand and company, and then we've got chocks from Hey Tiger and a belt from Three Chiefs. I think the beauty, or the reason we really align with the purpose behind it, is that every pack sold, 1 coffee goes to a frontline healthcare worker from Buy Them a Coffee, and also 10 meals through Oz Harvest go to people in need.
That's sensational. I love that, because all you want as a dad to, you don't want people going overboard on Father's Day. Belt, jock, socks and chocks, beautiful. Tick for all 4. A couple of the companies coming together, you and Travis Boak, the former captain of Port Adelaide, who I reckon is he's right up there in Brownlow contention this year, Travis Boak. He's had a mighty season. But all these small companies coming together and then it going on, I reckon it's great. So I'm just reading through here. The small companies, it's $80 and that includes a donation. So it's just sensational.
It's great value.
I think it's $80 of value and it's only $50.
$80 for $50.
$80 for $50.
Right,
I normally get a packet of Maltesers from the Father's Day store that have been half eaten, Cotch, from my kids. So this is going to be a serious upgrade. And as you said, supporting the frontline workers at the same time, great initiative, and local small business. Great idea, mate. I love it.
Yeah, it's, we're really humbled to be a part of it. And obviously, if you can give back in any way, shape or form, it's always a beauty. And why not do it whilst fathers are receiving a pretty cool gift as well?
Now, Coach, while you've been in hibernation up there, are you aware of Mitch Robinson versus Tom Lynch? And as I described it last night on Footy Classified, I said, this story about Tom Lynch is a beat-up about a beat-up. What's going on? Suddenly, Tom Lynch is, as I said, we said yesterday, he's not running around like Dermot Brereton in his heyday. But what is going on with all this situation? And where does Mitch Robinson just come into everyone's mindset at the moment?
I only briefly heard about it last night, and I actually like Mitch. I reckon he's a firecracker. He likes to have a crack, one on the field, but also off the field, and a lot of the time his opinion is relatively spot on. In this case, I think Lynchy, the opinions that matter for Lynchy are the ones that are within our football club. I love our big blokes having a bit of aggression. He knows that he needs to stay within the rules. And that's about as much as it is. It's a bit of a storm in a teacup, in my opinion.
I love when Trent, he delivers everything with a smile, Cotch. You can't help but get on board with it. Hey, speaking of a beat-up on a beat-up, what happened with your wife? I have to ask you about it, Cotch, because I just thought that was so out of line. The way that Brooke handled it, you handled it with such great class, and just to say, okay, there's so many protocols, so many things going on, but, the pile on these days, and everyone coming from all angles was, I felt, way over the top. But as always, you and your family seem to have handled it beautifully, made it and moved through. How are the family? And it was a fair bit to deal with at that stage.
Yeah, it was. I think the challenge with regards to the football industry is that Brooke and the family never sign up to be part of the AFL bubble, but the reality is when you move into a hub and so forth, that's just part and parcel. And I think it's more so the people that either have opinions or make comment when they lack a lot of the information. That's the thing that really challenges me. And there's people out there that everyone says that you just need to ignore and so forth, but it's a lot easier said than done. And it's like they just have a free swing at attacking, and whether it be Brooke or other things that are going on in the world today, I just think it's pretty unjust and unreasonable. But the reality is, as she said in her post, that she accepted that she stepped outside of what was recommended by the AFL protocols. And obviously we've all moved on now, and lesson for all.
That's a good point, though. We always say, on every football club room, it's not how you get knocked down, it's how you get back up again. It's how you respond to the situation. And that post from Brooke set the tone, I think, for the whole hub life subsequently. Made a mistake. Okay, right, now I know that was a mistake. I've accepted that, and we'll do the right thing going forward. Everyone goes, yep, that's fair and reasonable. You can make these mistakes. People do, because we're human. Everyone makes a mistake. And then but it was no hiding under the bed or carrying on or anything else like that. And I think the football world went from raised eyebrows as to what's going on to, you know what, that's fair enough, and that's great leadership. So
very classy from the Cotchin family, as always. Yeah. But some of the young footy journalists might want to go to a bit of history and look up who Brooke's father is, who you and I know very well. And I'll tell you what, you want to be scared in life, come across Rick Kennedy. So I suspect that keeps you in line, Trent, if you ever have any dramas. When Rick knocks on the door, he was crazy. Yep. Have you seen any vision of him? He was actually insane.
A little bit. He was pretty nuts on the field. Speaking of Lynch, it wouldn't have been a bad matchup, old RK and Lynchy in the forward line. But yeah, correct. It's good to have him on your side rather than against you, that's for sure.
The great thing about Ricky Kennedy, one of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet, very intelligent man, the whole bit, but then when he crossed the line, he was an absolute
He was one of the few
fullback.
people who thought it was a good idea to get in a fight with Plugger. Now, no one did that, apart nearly cost him his life, Rick, it's fair to say, but we'll look up some of that vision. It's just extraordinary to think. Hey, I'm looking forward to Saturday night, Cotch. It's Dreamtime, which is traditionally MCG. How good's this? Essendon and Richmond, such an iconic game. Now at TIO Stadium in Darwin. So you're going to have the beautiful backdrop of Darwin. You fly up to Darwin, obviously, to play on Saturday night. You must be looking forward to that one, Trent.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, these are the lessons that we're learning through 2020. It's almost a blessing in disguise. We get to go up to, effectively the spiritual home of a couple of our players. I know Dan Rioli's super excited to get back close to home and play what is a really special occasion. And us, recognising our Indigenous culture and how strong it has been in our football life and world. And I'm really excited to get up there and probably understand even further the storytelling, which is what Indigenous culture do so well and part of their cultures as well. So really excited. Boys are on the plane tomorrow, and we'll get into it on Saturday night.
Look forward to it, mate. That's great stuff. Hey, just before we go, you're sitting there. It is a beautiful morning in Queensland. What do you do this morning? What's the setup in the hub? The families go down for breakfast together. What sort of happens from here to training?
Yeah, well, a few of the boys just shot off for some recovery at the beach, but I'll head upstairs shortly, get all the kids up, come down and eat brekkie with the majority of the team, and then effectively our day starts at about 8 o'clock with meetings, training, recovery, bit of oppo analysis, see what the Bombers are up to and see how we can stop them playing good footy.
And if my kids are listening, go to hugsandheroes.com.au for under $50. You're going to get over $80 worth of value. And Trent Cotchin collaborating with Travis Spoke from Port Adelaide. Great idea for Father's Day and supporting our frontline workers.
I love that. A cup of coffee for all the frontline workers. That's
great stuff. Really hugsandheroes.com.au, the website to visit. Great idea for Father's Day. Always good to catch up with Trent Cotchin. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Good on you, Coach. Well done. Trent Cotchin, the captain of the Richmond Football Club.